Hundreds of bank robberies were committed during the early 1980s. These crimes are normally committed by an amateur. It's rare that a bank robber makes their way to national television, though. Today, we are going to learn about the case of a robber who earned infamy due to their own raging competence. My name is Jeff, aka GCurse. Welcome to another installment of Black Site Files from Unsolved Mysteries. In this installment, we'll be hearing about the case of Ross James Preston, also known as Fumbles. This case first aired on the April 12th, 1989 episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Okay, so I'm going to go out on a slight little rant here, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not want to hear my rant, that is okay. I totally understand. You can fast forward a little bit till when the show starts. But anyway, I personally feel that every crime that involves murder, except if it's in the defense of someone or there are extenuating circumstances, rape or pedophilia should carry the instant death. It should be an instant death sentence, no matter what. No ifs, ands, or buts. When it comes to other crimes, I personally expect that the criminal sentence should be carried out in totality. That means if, like, you pickpocket someone, a woman, for example, and you get a sentence of 8 years, let's say 8 years. I expect 8 years. If you kick somebody in the balls, and that would be considered assault, and you get 15 years because not only did you assault that person, but that person ended up having, let's say, like a medical issue, and they just threw the book down on you. I expect that entire sentence to be basically carried out. Well, on August 2nd, 1989, Ross James Preston pled guilty to 7 of over 30 plus small bank robberies in the early 80s. He served, what was it again? Let's see here. He served 13 years out of 25 years. Let that sink in mind, ladies and gentlemen. Somebody who used a gun while committing a serious crime was sentenced to 25 years as part of a plea deal. And he got out in 13. I'm not a fan of that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not a fan of that. I feel that this is unacceptable. This is what is wrong with the justice system. A person was sentenced, and yet that even though they plead down to 25 years if they accept responsibility for seven of the 30 plus robberies, he still got out. If anything, his sentence should have been enforced to the fullest. But that's just my opinion, and sadly, not everybody thinks like me, and that's why we ultimately have people in prison now, because we as a society do not enforce harsh sentences. People can go to, people will kill people because they know ultimately they can plead down, get a few years, nice hot food and all that, and then they're out of the prison possibly. It's happened even on Unsolved Mysteries here. There are cases where people have murdered people and have been out in less time than their victim was actually alive. But yeah, that's just my thoughts. Yeah, the justice system is totally messed up. But anyway, we're going to hear about this case right after this case introduction where I give you all the details. So stay tuned. I'll be right back. Oh boy, right after that rant, here I am, ladies and gentlemen. Here I am with the case information. And here you go. Here it is. His name is Ross James Preston. He went by the alias of Fumbles. It wasn't actually a name that he chose for himself. It's actually the name of, that's the name or the alias that I think it was the FBI gave him, because This guy is a raging fucking idiot. He's a raging fucking idiot. If you can't tell, he got the nickname Fumbles because he did not know what the fuck he was doing. And somehow he managed to fall upwards when it came to robbing these locations. You would think that a person who trips over the rug at the entrance of a bank, that he would not be that successful. He robbed over 30 of these banks, ladies and gentlemen. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. Anyway, don't know what the date of his birth is. I could not find it on the wiki. At his age as of the apprehension, he was 23 years old on May the 24th, 1989. However, if you do the math, he would approximately be 58 years old now, as of December 27, 2024. Location, basically, those numerous locations in Florida that he was robbing these banks. This case is classified as a wanted case. Until his apprehension in 1989, he was actually missing since 1988. I'm guessing that's when the show started covering the case. If you would actually like to see this case, I am going to post the link in the description below. It will have the timestamp. It will take you straight to the case itself. You will not have to fast forward or, kind of scan through all the cases to try to find this case. That is my Christmas gift to all of you because I like you. Anyway, this case originally aired on the April 12th, 1989 episode of Unsolved Mysteries. Now, when I return after these commercials from the 1970s, we will be getting right into this case. So stay tuned and I'll be right back.
You're smiling and all the while your heart just pounds away. The train builds and ends on this fateful day. It's the Pepsi generation face to face at a frog jumping race. Come on, come on, come on and have a Pepsi day. Come on, come on, come on and taste the Pepsi way. Come on and have a Pepsi day.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you are enjoying yourself, your day. I hope you're doing good. It is Friday. Therefore, depending on when you watch this, hopefully your weekend is going good. But anyway, let's get on to the show, shall we? We have this is actually going to be a small or a quick read today, ladies and gentlemen. This case is tagged as Florida 1984, 1988. It's an armed robbery and the person was captured, thank God. Real name is unknown. Nicknames was Fumbles. He is wanted for armed robbery and he was missing since 1988. Details. Authorities are searching for an armed robber that has struck more than 30 small banks in Florida since July 12th, 1984. The robber usually strikes small suburban banks that are located next to shopping malls. He always wears a cap and gloves but has an even more distinctive trademark. During his first robbery, he put on his gloves, pulled out his weapon, and proceeded to trip and fall on a rug. Clearly, we're dealing with a mental genius here, ladies and gentlemen. In another robbery, he seemed to have trouble keeping his mask on. During yet another robbery, he dropped some of the money. Dropped the money on the floor and had to pick it up. Can you imagine what this is like, ladies and gentlemen? You're literally like, say you're the you're not the receptionist, like you're the lady at the bank. You're literally having the gun placed at you, telling you to give this guy the money. You're giving him the money. He goes to start picking up and he just starts dropping it. How can you really take a motherfucker like that seriously? But yeah. Let's see here. Due to his clumsiness during robberies, he was nicknamed Fumbles, or in some cases as Fumble Fingers. I I'm not laughing like I'm encouraging this. I am not. I'm laughing at the fact that this motherfucker was able to commit over 30 robberies, ladies and gentlemen. Where this isn't just somebody who like just decided, you know what, I'm gonna rob one bank and be a one and done. No, this guy robbed over 30 banks. He robbed over 30 banks, but he was dropping money. His mask was coming off. He tripped over a fucking rug. I'm pretty sure at one point he even shit his pants. But he somehow managed to keep falling upwards, you know. Let's see here. Though authorities find it quite amusing the way this armed robber has acted in the past, they do feel that he is also a dangerous criminal. Yeah, no fucking shit. He has a weapon. Just because a guy acts like a clown doesn't mean that they can't be dangerous. Also, I do not like the fact that they went out here and saying the authorities find it quite amusing. They should not have even said that. Reason being, this could give other criminals the idea, well, maybe if I act like a fucking fool, they'll find it amusing, and I may get a lighter sentence. This is why we have TikTok nowadays, ladies and gentlemen. How many people have you seen commit crimes on TikTok? This right here, what I'm reading to you, this is just like a protoform version of TikTok, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see here. As he has been successful in over 30 armed robberies, the most recent occurring in 1988, the tellers, that's the word I was thinking of. The tellers whom he has victimized hope he will be caught before he robs another bank. Okay, so extra notes. The case first aired on the April 12th, 1989 episode. There are similarities between this robber and the Chevy Chase bandit. I've heard this name before, but I don't recall it. Maybe we'll come across it in a later episode of Black Site, or installment Black Site. Results. Captured. Police in Clearwater, Florida received a call from a viewer who identified Fumbles as 23-year-old college student Ross James Preston. On May 24, 1989, FBI agents arrested Preston while he was test driving a pickup truck in Clearwater. When he was arrested, Preston was in possession of the baseball cap, sunglasses, and gloves that were believed to be used in the robberies. Brilliant. Brilliant. Clearly, this guy is a proud, shining example of the college educational system. A fingerprint found on a bag at the first robbery scene was matched to him. Don't! Did he keep the bag with him also? What a dumb fuck. Yeah, if you shouldn't call him a dumb fuck, he's a human being. No, he's a fucking idiot. Anyway. On August the 2nd, 1989, Preston pleaded guilty to 33 armed robberies. He pleaded guilty. He pleaded guilty. As part of a plea deal, he was given a 25-year sentence for 7 of the robberies. He pleaded guilty to 30 or 33. He basically said, yeah, those 33 robberies over there, I fucking did it. I don't deny it. Why the fuck are we even giving him a plea deal? Why are we giving him a plea deal if he actively went out there and said, yeah, I committed those crimes? There's fucking evidence that he did it. There was the security cam footage. 25-year sentence for 7 of the robberies. He served 13 years in prison and was released in 2002. Can you see why I'm a little bit upset with this case? He pleaded guilty to 33 armed robberies. That right there, they should have just thrown the fucking book at him. As part of a plea deal, he was given a 25-year sentence. The prosecutor should have been like, no, he just admitted to 33 armed robberies. No, there's no fucking plea deal. In fact, we're going to go for life. That's what they should have fucking done. And then he was sentenced to 25 years, but he served only 13 years in prison. They couldn't even keep this fucking moron in prison. It was 25 years. Served 13 years. People say, and people wonder why I'm so critical of the justice system. When you can literally murder somebody who was, let's say, for example, who was like, say, 30 years old. You murder somebody who is 30 years old, and you can be out in 15 years. Oh yeah, that's totally fucking fair, right? Right. You know, it just pisses me the fuck off, you know. Like, our system is fucked, ladies and gentlemen. And that's basically all there was. There's nothing else here. But yeah, justice was not served. Jeff, how many years do you think he should have served? Well, they sentenced him to 25 years. He should have fucking served the 25 years. Not 13, not 12, not 14, not 20. 25 years. That's what they sentenced him to. He's a criminal. Why the fuck are we patting his back? Well, Jeff, technically he was probably doing good stuff in prison. He earned the free. No. Just because you do good in prison does not erase the reason why you were put in prison. Oh, gee, Jeff, that person only molested 42 children. He was a real good guy. That's why he only served 2 years of a 50-year sentence. He was a real good guy. Doesn't fucking work like that with me. Does not fucking work like that with me. If I ran this country, this guy would be made an example out of. If the courts determined 25 years, motherfucker would be serving 25 years. But that's just me. That's just me. I would never get voted into office because I have some fucked up, like, hardcore ideas of what punishment should be. Murder, rape, pedophilia. With the exception of murder, if there are extenuating circumstances, let's say a cop comes across a husband and wife. The husband is drunk out of his mind. He's beating the living shit out of his wife to the point he's going to kill her. Cop shoots and kills the husband. Cop shouldn't be punished because he was saving somebody's life, you know. But like I said, murder, rape, pedophilia, instant death sentence. Instant death. No ifs, ands, or buts. If you're convicted, you should be executed in the subject, in the story. Something like this, where the motherfucker pleaded guilty to 33 armed robberies and he was sentenced to 25 years in prison. He should fucking be held to those 25 years. But that's enough about that. When I return, ladies and gentlemen, it will be my final thoughts right after these commercials.
Last hand. 8 hours and 10 minutes. Fantastic.
In summation,
9 hours and 5 minutes?
Amazing.
Vicks Sinex long-acting nasal spray is amazing. It can quickly have you breathing as easily as someone with no congestion problem. And then it decongests up to 10 hours.
the Grand Canyon proved to be
10 hours? Fantastic.
The slideshow?
No, my nasal spray.
Vicks Sinex long-acting.
Okay, everybody. So that was the case of James Preston, also known as Fumbles. There's not really much more for me to say, ladies and gentlemen. I I'm not a fan of this whole plea bargaining process. You know, the guy admitted to those crimes. He admitted to those crimes. There is actual evidence. There is video evidence. There's DNA evidence. There's fingerprints. He was able to plea down, and they got him for 7 of the robberies. They sentenced him to 25 years, and he only served 13 years. I'm not a fan of that. He should have been made an example out of. If you make these criminals and set an example of them, if it would prevent future criminals from getting that courage. Oh shit, did you hear that guy in Florida? He robbed 33 banks. He tried to plea bargain. They said, no, fuck that. You're getting 150 years in prison. I don't want to do that. That's what will happen. If you start coming down harder on these criminals, it will send a message throughout the crime, crime life, or whatever you want to call it, yeah. People will see that this guy was made an example of, and they will not have the courage to do it. You will have, in fact, started being able to turn people around. But, did you hear that guy? He admitted to robbing 33 banks. He plead bargained, got 25 years, but he was out in 13. By giving criminals pats on the back and a little slap on the wrist, it only encourages others to do what they to basically copycat, yeah. But that's just my thoughts. Ultimately, even though I read these cases to you, ultimately it's your decision to decide what you think is best. Do you agree with me? You know, do you think that Ross James Preston did not serve enough time? Do you think that 13 years was a fair amount of time? If you agree with me, hey, that's cool. If you disagree, that's okay also. Ultimately, my goal is just to, get word out about these cases. Even if the cases are solved or not, people still need to know about what has happened throughout history. Yeah. That is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed this video. It is time for me to back on out, but I forgot it again. I even forgot it because this is my second take recording this. Next installment. It will be the first case of season 1, episode 12. We have a lost loves case, ladies and gentlemen. A family is looking for a armed serviceman officer named Philip Pelletier. This figure helped a family during World War II, and they want to be able to say thank you to the man who helped them and helped their daughter. We will find out more about this case in the near future, but first, I have to do my review of season 1, episode 11 of Unsolved Mysteries. So it won't be for another few days, possibly. Now that's all done. That is all done. If you like what you watch, which I hope that you did, even if you just like watching me rant and rave like a lunatic, feel free to leave a thumbs up, leave a comment if you want, and I will see you next time. My name is Jeff, aka GCurse. Wishing you all a great day. Have a happy weekend, everybody. Peace out.
Goodyear services cars? I thought they were a tire company.
Goodyear does transmissions? I didn't know that.
Tune-ups, too?
Goodyear does brakes?
500,000 brakes, Goodyear?
I didn't know Goodyear service mufflers.
Mufflers? I had no idea Goodyear did tune-ups, mufflers, or anything but tires.
If you still don't know Goodyear services cars, you don't know how good car service can be. Goodyear. Think of us for auto service, too.